Hi everybody, Billy from Billy's Bike Adventures. Thanks for tuning in today and watching the video. Now recently I got talking to a representative from LS2 Helmets and I was talking to them about their Explorer Carbon helmet, so an adventure style helmet which is a carbon fibre helmet, and they have very kindly sent me one of their helmets to test. So this is the LS2 Explorer Carbon, so a carbon fibre helmet. I'm going to show you what's in the box, take a look at the helmet, talk about some of the key features and benefits of the helmet. Then I'm going to get out on the road and test it, see how it performs, and give you my initial first thoughts about this magnificent looking helmet. So if you want to see what's in the box, keep watching and let's get into it. Right, so let's take a look and see what's inside the box. So first up, I think this is quality. This is the first adventure helmet I've had that has had this kind of carry case like this. Normally they come with a protective over baggie, but this is brilliant. I think that's a really nice touch from LS2. So that's the outer case for the protection for the helmet when you're not wearing it. And of course, as you might expect, it does come with its own helmet baggie as well, so nice little touch there as well. So well protected when you're not wearing it. You're certainly not going to scratch or dent it. So as you can see, this is brand new. It's still got the wrapper on it. It's not been taken out of its wrapper as yet. So this is the helmet, and I have to say I think it looks really quite aggressive actually as an off-road helmet, and I quite like this style of helmet. To me, just initial first glance and first thought about it, the peak especially is more akin to a motocross helmet where there's no visor and you've got to wear goggles. So just the shape and the look of the style of this helmet to me speaks to mind of more of a motocross helmet with this lovely peak. And so let's talk about some of the features and benefits of this helmet now, and I'm going to start with the helmet itself, the safety rating of the helmet, talk about the peak, the visor, the build of the helmet, some of the safety features, the vents as well importantly, and then we'll get out on the road and test it. Now what you also get in the box with the helmet as well is a clear pin lock wide view pin lock insert. You get a neck safety brace, so this is an inflatable safety brace, much like those inflatable neck supports when you're on a plane. It very much inflates exactly like that. I'm not going to show you. I'll put a link to the video in the description down below, but I won't be wearing that. But there is that as well. You get some additional screws, visor screws and brackets for securing the visor onto the helmet, and you get some reflective stickers if you want to be seen a little bit more. You've got some reflective stickers and it gives you some guidance on where to put those on the helmet as well. So you also get that included in the box. Right, so let's get into the helmet and start talking about the helmet. So the first thing I want to talk about is safety and the rating of this helmet, okay? So very proudly, LS2 display the rating of their safety tests on their helmets. So this, as you might expect, is ECE rated, safety rated. It's also DOT rated, and it also has the gold motorcycle union sticker, which indicates that this helmet can be worn on a track in the UK. If you have this helmet or a helmet without this sticker, as long as you've got another authorizing body to provide the relevant safety for this helmet, you can also wear those helmets on the tracks in the UK, but you would have to demonstrate that safety. This sticker on the back of your helmet, if you have that, automatically gives you that, so you can wear this on a track day in the UK. And so as you can see here, they display the rating quite proudly, and they also include the weight of this helmet as well and the size. So this is an XL size helmet, which is a 61 to 62 centimeter circumference of my head, and this helmet weighs 1,500 grams plus or minus 50 depending if you go up a size up or a size down. This helmet comes in 3 shells, meaning that it has a size range from extra small all the way up to 4XL and everything in between that. So I think you're going to be, with this particular helmet, you are going to be more assured of getting a better fit for you than a helmet that only has 2 shell assemblies or 2 shell sizes of the helmet. This brand of helmet comes in 3 different sizes. So, and it is carbon fiber, so it is really light as well. And let's talk security of this helmet. So it comes with a double D ring chin strap, and the chin strap is also reinforced as well. The chin strap also has metal plates secured onto the side here, so this gives it extra protection or extra strength for the chin strap, so that if you are in the unfortunate situation of having an accident where you're going to bang your head or your helmet against wherever you're going to crash, this plate on the side gives extra strength into the security of the chin strap to make sure that it doesn't come off or snap. So that's a reinforced plate that they bring with it as well. Nice and snug at the moment, as you might expect with a brand new helmet, but it does feel really good. It has also got a pull, emergency release system where you just pull on the side of the chin pads here, and that's your emergency release system for this helmet as well. Let's talk more now about the visor on this helmet and the internal visor on this helmet. So this visor on this helmet is 3D optically correct. It also has a security lock. So normally I've got 2 Arris and an Aero helmet previous to this one. And normally you just pull those down and you'll get a click when they secure in place. Well, this one actually has a button that you press here, and that's so that helmet actually locks in the visor, and you can't actually lift that up without pressing the button. I've not had this before, so I'm curious to see how it performs and whether I like it when I'm out on the road. So once you've released the visor and you've pushed it up, you can probably just about see that it's not touching the underside of the peak there. That's good. Some visors actually do that with some peaks on different helmets. This peak also has 2 settings on it. So at the moment so you've got one setting there like that. So that's the highest setting, and then the easy to move, that's the other setting. So not a massive difference, but when you push that visor up, it's not going to be touching the peak underneath. So you're not going to get any scratches on your visor. It does have an internal visor as well, as you might expect with these adventure helmets now, and that's operated by a slide bar here. Easy to operate, really nice, very, very simple, and I think even with gloves on in winter, that's going to be quite easy to operate there. So that's a nice little feature, that it's easy to find and easy to operate. The visor is also a wide view visor as well. So you might have heard me talk about my other helmet that I've got and how beneficial the wide view is on the visor. Your safety check when you're looking is you get to see more, and it's actually quite comforting that you can actually get a good view out of the visor, but also you can actually see more when you do your safety check. And so that's a nice feature of this helmet, with it being a wide view visor. Now, if you've seen my previous videos on helmets and my review of helmets, the one bugbear that I have is venting. I do like a helmet that has the appropriate security rating, which this one does, DOT and ECE. But I also like helmets that are vented, because for me particularly, I'm on all day or multi-day trips, and wearing these all day, it can get really, really warm, especially in the weather that we're experiencing here in the UK at the moment. So venting is really important for me. This LS2 Carbon Explorer helmet has 7 vents. So you've got the main one on the chin. It's a simple open or close operation. You've got 2 vents underneath the peak at the top of the forehead. And again, that is just a push for open and close. Just behind those, on the top of the back of the head, you've got 2 exhaust ports, and they are push or open or close operated. And then you have 2 other vents on the side of the helmet, and again, they are just a simple open or close operation. All of which are really to operate on the fly. You're not going to have any issues finding these vents and operating them with your finger in winter gloves when you're on the move. So that's one thing that I really like about this. So I'm expecting this helmet to vent really well. I'm expecting good airflow through the helmet to take, and the exhaust vents to take the heat out of the helmet, and to feel pretty comfortable actually. So I'm looking forward to testing that aspect of it particularly. Let's talk a little bit about the peak. So again, this is another one of my bugbears. Again, I've had helmets that have peaks on them that are not that well ventilated. They do not have enough gaps in them or filters in them to allow air to move through the peak quite nicely without, you know, the air catching and just jarring your head back slightly or to the side. And I've had helmets that do vent really well. Based on what I can see on this particular peak, I think there's enough vents on this peak to allow good airflow not to be captured underneath the peak and for it to flick your head back. So I'm expecting this peak on this helmet to also perform really well as well. So I think it's going to be very comfortable. Whether I've got a high shield on my BMW or a very low shield on my Tenere 700, I think this peak is going to perform very well. Now, when it comes to fitting your helmet comms to your helmet, I've got a Cardo Bold at the moment. Now, inside there are no specific recesses, cutout recesses to take the speakers for your headphones. What there is inside, just above the cheek pads and to the rear, there is space that is suitable for the speakers of your comms unit. It took me a while. You're going to have to play around with where the position of those are going to be in those spaces there. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see in here, but they're just in no, you can't really see, it's a bit too dark. But there is space there to put your speakers, and it took me about half a dozen goes to be able to position them where my ears are not dragging against them as I put the helmet on, and that they are in the right position for me to hear as well. So persevere with it. There is no specific cutout for the earpieces, but you will find the place that's right for you with the right fitted helmet. So I did find it, and I've tested it, and it works absolutely fine. But it's just, you just need a bit of perseverance and persistence to get the right placement of where you're going to put those earpieces inside the helmet. So it's actually nice to be able to move the speakers around inside the helmet to make sure that you get the fitment that you want. So there are pros and cons to not having a specific cutout recess for the speakers. There is enough space in where your ears go for you to be able to move the speakers around to get it absolutely perfect. So for me, it's a plus that there's not a specific recess that's been cut out for the speakers, because I've now fitted them perfectly to my head. So I see that as a benefit. You may not, but I'll leave you decide whether that's right for you or not. So that's the features and the benefits of the helmet, and a few considerations about fitting your comms unit. So the last thing for me to do now is get out on the road and test this helmet. But overall, I'm really happy with the way that it looks. First of all, if you like the kind of aggressive style looking adventure helmet, then this is certainly the helmet for you. Looks the bee's knees. I'm really looking forward to trying this helmet.
So let's start with how it looks, shall we? What do you reckon, eh? Happy with it? Think it looks good? I think I'm pretty happy with it. Talked about before about the aggressive look of it, and I really do like it. I think it looks the business, the absolute business. So really happy with it in terms of how it looks. So let's talk a little bit about the comfort now that I'm actually wearing it. So as you would expect, right, with a brand new helmet, all the inside lining is absolutely solid, right? I think I've got the best fitment helmet. This helmet is more suited to somebody with a long oval shaped head, which is me to an absolute T. So very happy with the fitment. The cheek pads obviously feel really firm and secure. You'd expect that given that it's a new helmet, so need to give it a few more months to just see what the wear and tear is going to be like and how loose it becomes. But right now it's pretty darn good. The view out of the visor is really good. It's a wide view visor, so as you would expect, it's good all round kind of peripheral visibility. And when I do my shoulder checks or my safety check, I do feel a lot of extra vision compared to some other helmets that I've had previously. Not going to be named, given that this is about the LS2 today, but very happy with the view. And the pin lock, I can obviously see the outline of the pin lock inside the visor, but I can only see the bottom part of it. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Cambridge today, really warm, blue skies, sun's out. So how's the internal sun visor doing? Well, it's really good, no better no worse than ones that are in my other helmets, so very happy with it. It doesn't perform better or worse, so yeah, really happy with it. Does enough to keep it kind of dark inside the helmet, so the brightness is very low, which is really good. Right, let's see how this bad boy on my head performs on the motorway. So peak and venting, let's see how this goes. Right, at the moment, what am I doing? 60 odd, 60, 70 almost. So right now, motorway speeds, plenty of airflow coming into the helmet. It's really good. Really good. Sufficient flow into the helmet from the chin, and I can actually feel the air exiting the helmet at the rear. The back of my head is starting to feel a lot cooler, which is nice, so really happy. So what about the peak on this helmet now that I'm on the motorway doing motorway speeds? Well, it's so different to something like compared to the RI as an example, and you know, you've heard me mention that before, that the peak on the RI Tour X4 is not that well vented. Needs some more vents cut into the actual peak. The LS2 is brilliant. I'm not getting any buffering at all. I'm not getting any of the wind catching the peak and throwing my head backwards, and that's really important, because with a light helmet like this LS2, you know, you can wear this comfortably all day and not have the struggles of neck ache by the end of the day, not only because of the weight of the helmet, but because you're constantly fighting the wind hitting the peak. You're not going to get that with this helmet. So, you know, there's no snaps of the peak catching the wind. It's just really nice. Really happy with it. Feels really good, to be honest. And dare I say it, at the moment, very early days, feels better than my other helmet, where I've complimented them on their peak and the airflow on the peak of their helmet. It does actually feel better. And when you look at the comparison of the two helmets in terms of how they're vented, I do think the LS2 is vented much better, certainly than the RI Tour X4, but also better than my Aero Commander, I would say. That's just my personal view. And the internal sun visor doing a great job of keeping the sun out of my eyes. Very much lessened. And the peak, actually, the peak is really helping. Peak's blocking right now. I mean, the sun is high in the sky, right? So if this was winter, I'm sure that you know, my winter trip to Snowdonia, where I had very low sun in the sky, blue skies but very low sun, and it was blinding. But this is really good, really happy with it.
So there's my initial thoughts on the LS2 Explorer Carbon helmet. The two main bugbears, the peak and the venting of the helmet. Very happy with both of those on this particular helmet. It's comfortable as well. I'll be wearing this extensively throughout the summer. I have a number of events to go to, the ABR Festival to name one of them. I've got a couple of trips, including Iceland in September, and I'll be wearing this helmet for all of those. So come back towards the end of summer and I will be doing a 6-month review on how this helmet has performed this summer. If you're interested in that, don't forget to sub to the channel, and you'll get notification of when this review, 6-month review, goes live. But for now, the two main bugbears, the peak and the venting, really happy, very comfortable, and it also looks an awesome helmet as well. So if you've got any questions or comments about the video today, leave them in the description down below, or send me an email at believesbikeadventures@gmail.com, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you again very soon.